Millennials, all of us who are born between 1980s and 2000s, we've started becoming parents, and in this video I'm going to try and guess how our children are going to look like. As millennials, we've been born in affluent families thanks to the stable jobs our parents have held, thanks to the foreign investment that has come into India, and rapid westernization has led us to have immense amount of exposure in various fields. We've been exposed to social media right from the beginning of our adulthood, and we are going to be the first generation where the parent and the child are active participants in social media. The definition of survival skills has changed significantly from our parents' generation to our generation. Whereas in our parents' generation, the ability to earn income and probably cook and clean was a basic survival skill, our generation has very different survival skills. Depending on whom you talk to, the skill varies. And a lot of us, thanks to being busy, having two people have whole mainstream jobs in a family, we've outsourced most of our basic daily activities, including cooking, cleaning, driving, etc. And so outsourcing a part of parenting has also become a norm in most of our households. What has this made our children? We have always been very careful to not make our children face the things that we have probably faced when we were children, and so we've paid extra attention to the growth and the development of our children. We've always ensured that we make them feel safe and secure. And what has that led to? That has led to schools adapting to the same situation, where they are going to award every child, irrespective of their performance or their ability, the first prize or the best student award. And so in this generation, you will see that every child is an achiever. If you look at the resume of a 3-year-old child, you can actually make a resume for a 3-year-old child and write stuff in it. There are adolescents who have their own social media profiles and are probably earning a lot because of the videos they make. From that, we also see that there is this fetish to have unique names, whereas our generation had 4 or 5 people in the same class in school with the same name. Our children, everybody has unique names. This is probably one very small pointer to show how we are very attracted towards ensuring that our children are extremely unique. And so our children need to be unique, and they have to be achiever in the field that they choose. And what does that make them? That makes them the need to stand out everywhere, because their name is unique. Everything they do every day is unique. We talk about them as if they are creating magic every day. I think it'll put a pressure on them for the need to stand out. And tomorrow, if they realize that they don't actually stand out in a particular area, which is okay, maybe it will scare them a bit. Most of the children of millennials have more haves than they need, and this stems from I think the feeling of the parents of today, who feel that their children should not face those situations that we as children had faced. For example, if we did not have a personal diary or we did not have that 10th pair of shoe, we probably felt very bad. But we want to pamper our children, give them more than required, just because we feel that we did not have these things when we were children. And so the proportion of what they have is much higher than what they need. So in this case, it is possible that if tomorrow the situation changes, there could be some challenges. I've seen that the generation next questions a lot more, which is good in one way, because it increases curiosity and the need to learn more and understand the root cause of every activity. But how far will this questioning take them? Only time will tell. And most parents feel obliged and in fact privileged to have children who ask a lot of questions, because they feel that their child is growing in the right path, and that the child is very curious and very smart, and they're able to think on a lot of topics. But there would come a day when this questioning would reach a limit, and I would be very curious to see how this propensity to question each and every decision or action or event that happens in the digital world, how is this going to actually transform into a new world? I would be very curious to see that. A lot of the children of the millennials are very protected. They are empowered to take a lot of decisions, but I feel that most of them are very protected, and therefore it probably will make them asocial, because they are always sitting and interacting with a close group of people whom the parents feel are safe for their child. So what would happen when this child actually needs to step out in the external world, where this layer of protection does not exist? Similarly, the next generation is not competing with local peers, not even peers in the same country. They are competing with global peers. They are comparing each and everything not with the next door neighbor. They are comparing everything with people in another country, and this would lead to interesting consequences. Only time would tell how this would change. And the fact that a lot of them are from urban areas, it is even more interesting to see how this trend will actually pick up and transform an individual. I feel that many of the children of millennials of our generation are stuck in the middle. They don't belong to the West completely, and they don't belong to their host country completely. Many of them are second generation migrants to other countries, and even if they are in the country in which they are born, the influence of global peers is so high that they are unable to kind of relate to any culture completely. Most of them can't even speak their mother tongue or the other language that they have picked up. It would be very interesting to see how this changes the landscape of language, culture transfer, etc., from one generation to another generation. And I feel that because of all the safety, security, empowerment they receive, the fact that they have more haves than they need, how would I think that it would make them complacent, and it would be very interesting to see how these people would end up being workers in a workplace. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is that all parents want their children to grow up and become great citizens. But let us think about the priorities of parents of today, that is the millennials. What are our priorities as millennials when we are actually talking about giving better advice on career, finance, and life to our children? For example, because the millennials are a more educated generation, both parents probably are highly educated. They have postgraduate degrees. Both of them are probably earning. They're more likely to give better advice on career, on finance, on life. And a lot of parents also end up becoming helicopter parents, giving a lot more advice than is required, plus the impact of digital media, social media, and the overwhelming amount of information that these children have. Just think about the impact that would have on the children of next generation. A lot of households are double income households, and that means that both parents are earning. And I would also be curious to see how this would transform their need to work hard when they actually become workers, or when the world doesn't have favorable economic conditions and the parents are unable to sustain their lifestyle. It would be very interesting to see how this would transform the next generation's habits and priorities towards work life. A lot of parents provide more freedom and exposure to their children. This is very good in the sense that freedom and exposure empowers them, makes them more informed, makes them better citizens. But where will this entire freedom and exposure, compared with the fact that they are more affluent, take them? And at the end of the day, we strive to treat our children as equals, and in that trial, we should not make them feel that they can question any authority or any entity that probably is beyond their control. And so what I'm trying to say here is that we are a different generation. We have had different exposure to different social media profiles, different economic situations, different family situations, which has led to our children become something. And we emphasize on certain priorities that we have towards parenting. But what I wanted to say here is that whatever we do, obviously every parent wants their child to be the best, and they do everything in the best interest of the child. But one warning that I would like to mention here is that whatever we do, are we doing it because we as millennials think that we are the most awesome parents, or we are the best parents of all generations? We will not deprive our child of whatever facilities we were deprived of as children. Are we doing everything to make us feel better parents, that is to relieve us of our guilt, or are we doing these things in the best interest of the child? Because us as millennials, we are notorious for being narcissistic, selfish, and self-centered. And if we have this attitude towards parenting, that I am doing this because I am an awesome parent, think twice and think about what your action will actually have an impact on your child. And don't think about whether this makes you feel good as a parent or not. Do the right thing for your child. It could be a situation where you are the awesome parent, or it could be a situation where you are a very bad parent but what you're doing is the best thing for the child. Think about this and let me know your thoughts in the comment section.